Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Nier Replicant, let's look at the final ending, Ending E. I was very confused at the end of Ending D. We deleted the save data, and kind of the only option available to us was a new game. So I started a new game, we saw the intro, I played through as the young protagonist. And then we're teaming up with Kaine to go through the area, and then fight this big monster that killed Kaine's grandmother. Alright, and then there's Kaine. She's like, I got my revenge, so I'm ready to give up on life. And it's been interesting going through this game because, like, Kaine was getting a lot of backstory and, like, character motivation and all this that we don't usually see for, like, secondary characters. The protagonist that we are controlling, you know, he is the protagonist. But he has kind of a very kind of simple goal in mind, which is to save his sister. While Kaine is a much more complicated character. Alright, but here we have this cutscene, which we had before, where she's kind of drifting off to death. But the protagonist and then Grimoire Weiss call her back, and then she joins their adventures and they go off together. So here, she hears the voice. She reaches out. But this time the hand disappears. I was like, what? And then I was like, okay. So this is where things are going to go different. Kaine awakes in her house, her room. First thing that I noticed was she was not wearing the bandages on her left side. She was wearing that in order to cover sort of the blackened area that the demon was kind of leaving on her. But at the ending of C and D, we saw that the demon left her, so it's gone. She has returned to being a normal human. Although human. That definition's up to interpretation. But yeah, this is later, after ending D. Right, after the battle with the Shadow Lord. Three years. She's still hanging out in the same place. Right, but she still hasn't remembered the protagonist who kind of sacrificed himself and also the memory of himself in order to save Kaine. And And I see Emil's staff there. And I was like, what? I can control Kaine? This is shocking. I've gone like 45 hours into the game, and finally now we get to control her. But yeah, single sword there. The other one broke, so... I guess that actually makes sense, you know? I see a lot of people saying they wish that they could double-wield Kaine's sword when they play her in other games. But here she's single, so yeah. Yeah, but just trying her out. She's very fast and agile. Can't use magic. Because the demon is gone from her now. But super cool. Oh, and even the loading screen is of her. Awesome. And I'm like, please give me a full game where I can be Kaine. Yeah, but look at her left side. Just nothing there, so yeah. No bandages, I mean. But cool combos. Again, it's shocking that they would put in like such a kind of fleshed out character so late into the game. But shades are still around, apparently. But I guess now they're sort of leaderless, right? Was the Shadow Lord the leader of all of them? Alright, and here I'm checking R1 and L1. Different types of slash. That's funny. Yeah, there's that. And there's the other one. Very cool. No giant boar that we can ride, it seems. Here, let's just dash for the town. And she's fast. I think she's faster than the protagonist. Nope. But yeah, now we know that all of the shades are previously the humans, while everybody that looks like a human is a replicant. Kind of an artificial body created to be the host for the humans when they are ready. But that plan, the Gestalt project plan, I think it's now completely failed. Alright, we got our first mission. And some healing stuff. And we'll skip ahead here to the Forest of Myth. And we see some dead people. Uh-oh. But yeah, like, who is human, or what is human, according to this game? This game seems to place more an emphasis on the bodies. Oh, okay, so we're at the big tree, and these robots are coming out. Robots that we've never seen this type before. And kind of weird, creepy music. And I don't know what is going on. And it seems we can go inside the tree. All game, I was wondering, are we ever going to go inside this thing? Finally, we're going to go in. That's what I want to know. But yeah, when both humans and replicants show, you know, sentience and will like humans, you know, who deserves that body? Sin and punishment. I've heard those concepts before. And right, Kaine is a replicant, not a human. Okay, we're heading deeper in this tree. We see some remnants of the robots that we fought. See some roots. See some fog. Gotta jump here. Got a heap of robot parts, I guess. Breakable box. Starting to see some like pipes and stuff in the walls. A database disguised as a tree. Right. We ended Project Gestalt. Right, okay, that answers my previous question. Okay, here we're seeing the walls definitely kind of turn more mechanical and technological looking. And now like the floor and the ceiling looks way more like metallic. But yeah, centralized like database. Reminds me of the library from Sino Alice, the cage from Nier Reincarnation, or the moon base in Nier Automata. Very much a recurring setting. Okay, this place looks totally technological, not natural at all. I'm wondering what is going on. I don't need any of these items. I got the auto battle, but yeah, we'll get them anyway. Whoa, new characters.
やあ、よく来てくれたね。やあ、よくも来てくれたな。私たちの声。
Kinda don't care. Administrators, that was the same word I think that they use for Para and Noya in Sino Alice. But yeah, overseers of the database. Kaine is not the greatest narrator here, because she doesn't understand even or care what the other people are saying. It's up to us, the viewer, to interpret what they are saying. So I'm assuming that these administrators, they are on the side of humanity to get the Gestalt project working. But they want to see the potential of a replicant in Kaine here. Alright, we get the finishing cutscene, just like with the protagonist. Here's a plant of some sort, maybe? Now we're seeing plants grow in the technological area. We got copy versions of Kaine. Creepy. Red eyes, kind of like the virus sufferers in Automata. The logic virus. Maso. I remember hearing about Maso reading into Dragon Dragoon a little bit. Introduced to the world by the giant, I think. Introduced magic to the world. Alright, these guys are no match for Kaine. Very cool looking area though. It does look like we're in a grove of a forest. we getting tired? Kaine is pretty badass. I called her a Wolverine before. What? Emil's back, and he's got a body? We saw him at the end of Ending C as just a head. I guess he made a new body. Alright. And take down the fake Kaines. And 4 arms, apparently. Kaine's wondering which hand to take. That's a very Pixar moment. Ah, this is cool. Yeah, I talked about this before, but the relationships, the friendships between the characters is much different from in Automata. And so to have the reunion of Kaine and Emil here is very cool. A wonderful control, Emil. Transcended humanity. That's an interesting idea. I don't know that in Automata or Reincarnation they ever really addressed the idea of transcending humanity, going beyond. In Automata it's all about restoring the humanity that was lost. In Reincarnation it's preserving the humanity. But is Emil, like, better, you know, stronger? Like, evolution of humanity? Alright, so Emil's working on the door to try to get us farther in. That should be all of them. Alright. Ooh. And we see some cube-looking pieces. This looks like Adam's kind of artificial city that he built in Automata. And the lost memories are back here. And Kaine does seem interested in getting that. And another Kaine loading screen. I love it. What? What?
Emil, さっきは騒がしくて話せなかったが、あの後一体何があった？どこにいたんだ？
Are we in Automata? Are we in the cage? I'm very confused. But yeah, anytime we get into like a data world or some kind of like a inner or like metaphysical world, then it kind of looks like this. Right, and there's the tree, the database. But yeah, doesn't this look like the cage? Just a sheer drop where we can't see the bottom and, you know, massive towers in the background. I definitely did not expect this kind of world in Replicant. I didn't know what I expected going into Replicant, but not this. And then this area kind of looks like the Shadow Lord. palace or castle. Right, there's that tree again. Crazy. More breakable boxes. Yeah, don't need it. Wild stuff. In Automata, we saw kind of the all-white version of the library from Replicant. Here we're seeing an all-white version of something we saw earlier in this game. So here they're trying to restore their memories. And the importance of memories was also something brought up in Automata. When 2B was getting erased from 9S's memory, he was very distraught. And then we have Mama in the cage, working very hard to preserve the other memories there from being destroyed or stolen or whatever. Alright, and here we see some kind of like modern skyscrapers. Pretty wild. Yeah, okay. This looks like Sun and the Moon from Reincarnation. My god.
Emil, 無茶なことはするな。絶対だ。分かっています。カイネさんもですよ。もう
Knowing that Emil is here with us makes me feel better about it. Alright, and then this area again looks like we're in the Shadow Lord's castle. Nope, breakable box. I know there's not any like weapons in here or anything, but I'm a little sad because it feels like the end is near, so I'm not going to get a whole game with Kaine. Alright, Shadow Lord's castle. And we got a Zenith Brilliance at the end there. And we're targeting it, so I guess we're gonna attack it. Ooh. The core frame. Okay, contains all the memories of the world. So the administrators, they seem to be telling me that I should be like accessing this memory, or like using it, or respecting it, or leaving it alone, or something. But Kaine only wants to destroy it. Yeah, these are your memories. Yeah, and Kaine, she just does not care. Even if she were aware of, like, the administrators having a plan, she doesn't care. Again, she's not the greatest narrator for this kind of thing.
なんだここは。
And look at this. This looks like 9S hacking. But yeah, we're being told that this is inside the memories. But here, I am really reminded of Nausicaa. Not the film by Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, but the comic by Miyazaki. In it, the hero, Nausicaa, she kind of storms the empire, and then she goes there to sort of the central database, you could call it. And she is also greeted by sort of administrator types that say that the previous generations of humans that were very technologically advanced before the great kind of apocalypse, they had a plan for the human race to survive or to revive. And that the current type of people, like Nausicaa and all the people from different kingdoms, they were mistakes or like mutations, doomed to die. And so the administrators, they were like, work with us, Nausicaa. Let's get this plan going. Let's restore the human race. And then Nausicaa was like, no, and destroys that database and the administrators. Because her reasoning was that, I choose who we are now. I choose the world as it is. And I don't care if we are doomed or whatever. And the administrator was like very shocked by this. And I get that same sense from Kaine here. Although with Kaine it's less of a like a conscious choice. She's just going into it wild, like she is. And so I thought the similarities here were very interesting. And then reading that Nausicaa comic 20 years ago, I still don't know if Nausicaa made the right choice at the end. That's a question I've been unable to answer for 20 years. And Kaine here, and Nier Replicant brings it up again. But yeah, Kaine just keeps breaking stuff. It also kind of relates to what I was talking about earlier with, like humans and replicants, both with human characteristics of sentience and will, reason, both fighting for the same bodies, the bodies of the replicants, and then who has a right to them? And the message of this game seems to be that, like, survival of the fittest. Whoever can take the bodies and keep them, like, deserves to get them. And is that the right answer? I don't know. I think naturally, with the replicants being the kind of the main characters, the ones that we control, I think we're supposed to root for the replicants, even though they are not the true humans. And I think Miyazaki's Nausicaa was saying the same. Oh, it's this ugly guy again. I guess he's the true last boss of the game. .
殺してやるよ。腐れ野郎が。
Again, I'm never impressed with the original swears in the English language when it's just the bleep in Japanese. It's always better in the imagination of the viewer. Okay, here too we have the attack gauge, I think it's called, where we kind of we break this meter, or we take this meter down in order to advance the fight. And I'm using R1 a lot. That has like a dash in it. I can cover ground more quickly that way. Alright, so now that we broke both of the gauges, we can actually do damage to the boss. Yeah, we got these babies here. Wild stuff, wild stuff. Like knowing nothing about Automata and Replicant before going into them. You know, Automata looks like the one that's very technological. Replicant maybe looks more medieval, fantasy. But here we are totally in a hacking world. And once again, another kind of a thing that we see that Replicant did first and Automata after. Yeah, I am flabbergasted. Yeah, so there the boss was way out of range. Can't get to him without magic. Yeah, we're not looking good. Kind of reminds me of when a 2B has the logic virus and she's limping around. Alright, we got taken down. There we had a like a cutscene with more Kaine story. We'll skip that. We come back, and then Weiss appears, gives us his magic. So now we have the range. We can take down the boss, and then we get the finishing blow here. Okay, so there, the administrators are seeing the potential of the replicants. And maybe they are convinced of the viability of replicants as the next stage of humanity, perhaps? As the rightful heirs to the human bodies. Here, Kaine, she's kind of stating her decision, similar to Nausicaa. But while Kaine's choice is much more personal, Nausicaa's choice is more kind of worldly, thinking about the world and mankind. Not saying one is more legit than the other, it just reflects on their personalities. I highly, highly recommend to read Nausicaa. It is translated into English. Alright, and here we have a reverse of the previous situation. The all-white area. This time Kaine is faced with a choice, looking at the lying down protagonist. And we're going to erase the data again. But yeah, the game really turned. This is kind of Kaine's game towards the end. She's sort of the main character, the main hero. And she really has an arc where she grows and kind of forgives herself, finds salvation. While the protagonist's story is much more straightforward. He has his goal of rescuing his sister. At the very end, you know, he is faced with choosing, you know, friendship, Kaine, or himself. But I feel like as far as personal growth, Kaine's story is more compelling. But yeah, these lines here, our past may have been a mistake, even if this world comes to an end. This is the world with the people we cherish. However flawed or fake this world is, this is what we choose. Very similar to the message at the end of Nausicaa. And is it right? I don't know. Again. Okay, so that was ending E. That's the end of the game. My god. I think that will do it for my playlist, the videos that I make. Maybe sometime I want to do a kind of a big ol' review where I look at Replicant and Automata and Reincarnation together. But I think Replicant stands shoulder to shoulder with Automata in a lot of ways. Maybe the biggest thing against it was having to play the game over and over again to see all the endings. I think Automata was better there structurally, but like the characters, I love the ones in Replicant much more, I would say. Except for A2. A2's great. Okay, after this, I want to go back to Automata. I want to look at Devila and Popola's parts again, because those will make a lot more sense with this context that I have now. And I want to complete all of the submissions so that we can get more insight into Emil, which will also make more sense now. Okay, if you've watched any of these videos or all of them, I appreciate it very much. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.